It's the busiest time of year for floral shops as they get ready to deliver roses and other blooms for Valentine's Day. If you're lucky enough to receive flowers for Valentine's Day, you got to put them in a vase. Kendall hit up Bachman's in Minneapolis to learn how to make the flowers really stand out. Look.
I wish you could smell this basement because it is the best smelling basement I've ever been in. Not your average basement, we're at Bachman's actually. We're talking about flowers for Valentine's Day. Jenna's gonna teach me how to do the things that you do on a daily basis, which is take this and turn it into this. I think a lot of people have questions about this because you go somewhere, like you go to one of Byerly's, you buy one of these beautiful arrangements, and then you just stick it in a pot and you're like, it's not quite right.
It's not nearly as intimidating as you think it is.
It's good.
Just a few easy steps and it will make it look like it was delivered to you that way.
Okay, perfect. Well, first things first, have a vase with a lot of water.
Lukewarm water is usually the best. Have it nice and clean. That way everything's gonna stay clean throughout the whole process. First step, we'll want to actually get rid of the rubber bands and the plastic on there. Cut carefully on the rubber bands, they can fly up at you. We'll have these floral food packets inside the bouquets for you, and what we'll wanna do is open that up and add it right into the vase. And then what I like to do is start with our greenery on the bouquet. And the most important thing is we always want to strip off anything that's going to be below the vase line.
Clippers. Now, do I have to clip it at one of the knobs?
You do not. You can clip it wherever you need to as far as height.
So fast.
And so with this one,
this
one, I'm sorry, I should have said this first. I like to add these in when we get a little bit more in there so we can see our shape a little bit more.
Emma, what just happened?
Well, of course, the second leaf I picked is not the right one, but hey, it's me, so big surprise there.
And we'll save those for the end too. You got it.
Thank you. Save for the end. I wouldn't have thought that you start with the greens. I would not have thought that.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier to kind of hold everything together. So then going in with kind of your larger flowers is going to be your next step. That way, again, it'll continue to have the shape, and then we can fill in with smaller flowers when we go. Cutting each stem at an angle, and then adding it right into your vase. Exactly. And it does help when you're putting something together if you kind of spin your vase so you're seeing it from different angles when you're putting the stems in. If you are working with lilies and they're open, you'll see in the center that it does have the pollen in there.
Yeah.
So we'll want to pull those out.
Oh, so you pull out the pollen if they're open?
I like to pull them out just because once the flower is a little bit more mature, they'll turn into that kind of yellow powder.
Right.
And then it will just kind of fall and make a mess. So if you take them out ahead of time, you don't have to deal with the mess once it opens.
And I saw you literally just pulled it out.
Just reached in and just pulled them out. They come off very easily.
I would live in this basement, and I've never uttered those words before.
That will leave us with our roses left in this bouquet, and that's where we're going to start to fill in anywhere we think we need color. The outside petals of the roses are known as the guard petals. So you're going to notice they're always a little bit of a different texture, and they're a little bit more, like they'll have some scratches or they're a little bit more beat up.
Right.
And really what that is to protect the rest of the rose. Kind of pinch at the bottom and pull off your outside petal and get rid of it, and that's what's going to leave your kind of nice protected petals on the inside.
The last thing is this.
The last thing we'll put in is the lily grass accent on this, and that's because you'll kind of want to see where you need it when you're finished. So we'll just take a couple of these, just kind of put them in where you want them coming out.
Wow.
And that's it.
I love this. You can do this. If you buy your own flowers and you're like, hey.
Yeah.
Or in most cases, your significant other buys you your flowers and you're like, hey, I want to make this look nice.
You can definitely do it, and maybe it's a little bit of trial and error. So you put something in and it doesn't look right, pull it back out, put it in a different spot, and that way you have an arrangement that's perfectly customized to you.
Thank you, Bachman's. Minnesota's own Bachman's. You know, was that the first time you were ever in the basement? In the basement?
Yes.
It is. Isn't that impressive? I mean, it's like the most massive assembly line for flowers.
Yeah, it's so cool, and it smells so good, honestly. It was really interesting. So we did that, and then they talked about, obviously, if you're not interested in that you can buy a bouquet that they have there, or if you're like, I want something custom, they do that too. So I told her, I was like, okay, my dream vacation is to go to Hawaii. I like the color blue, and I would consider myself modern in design.
And then
she made the most gorgeous bouquet. Yeah. I put it on my Instagram if you want to see it, but it's really cool what they can do. I was like,
I love the fun fact
petals.
about the lily or the tulip. You just pull that thing out.
I was like, well, it makes sense. They don't need to be pollinated.
No, I mean, if
they're already in the house.
So thanks, our friends at Bachman. Still ahead, everybody.